Well, hello guys, my name is Nick from Nickstoygarage and welcome to the second video of the Paint It Pink Challenge 2021, the third annual Paint It Pink Challenge to raise awareness for breast cancer. This is my second video. The first one was the Excalibur about 12 hours ago. Link to that video is in the description down below. Yes, the Paint It Pink Challenge is for breast cancer awareness. Myself, I and 40 plus other channels are actually going to restore or customize fun little diecast in, well, pink. And after this video is done, I will put a link to the eBay listing in the description down below, because I'm auctioning off both cars to raise money for charity. I'm not expecting them to make a lot of money, only, well, I don't know what somebody's willing to spend. So please, if you have something to spend, either donate it or bid on one of my cars. Don't be a fake or a fun bidder, because, well, it is for charity. So I decided to do this Royce Corniche from a Corgi, a lovely looking model which I really wanted on my shelf, but oh well, a good cause gets always is always more important than my own shelf, obviously. So drilling out the front and back rivet and then taking out my handy dandy screwdriver to pry open the base. Again, the handy dandy screwdriver gets out to release the axles. These are actually crimped in, so I use my handy dandy screwdriver to open the crimp and just take the axles right out. The rest of the model isn't really attached, so you can just take out the front, the rear bumper, the interior. When that is out, you can take out the front engine bit. The engine itself is actually missing, but I have a quite an interesting plan for that. I take out the glass, the dashboard, and then I should have left the doors in, but well, I didn't do it, and I will learn to regret that on a later day. Mark my words, future Nick that's working on the model in the past. Lastly, I just take out the little grill in the front with the headlights and take out the post that holds in the doors, which again I regret a lot. So when the doors are off, I take it to my favorite step of every restoration. That's my sand blasting cabinet. It's certainly the most satisfying, especially with these big models, just to watch the paint fly off. This takes me about 1 or 2 minutes for a bigger model like this. Also, well, the base took a little bit longer because it has some nice details on it. But when I'm all set and done, this is the result. Awesome. Obviously, don't forget to do the doors. And when that's all done, I go back downstairs. I take my dental pick, because there's always a little bit of paint left in the nooks and crannies of the model. So I take my dental pick and just scratch every little bit of paint off this model. After that's done, I take a little bit of sanding paper and sand the model smooth. And then it's time for primer. First, the base plate. Take a fine surface primer by Tamiya, doing 2 coats in total, leaving between 5 and 10 minutes for the first coat and 12 hours in this case for the coat to harden out. Next, it's the model itself. Again, 2 coats in total, 12 hours for the final coat to dry. Why am I speeding this up? Well, this has a very good reason, because I don't like the paint shop. Spoilers, it happens in the last video with this caliber too. So that's why I'm speeding up every single painting progress, because I just want to get to the actual color this thing is going to be. Also, the second color, the second coat of the model itself was under the bonnet, so everything has an even coat of primer. For color, I decided to first go with a nice plain white. Spoilers, this is a color that will not be staying. Some of you will probably remember the Excalibur from 12 hours ago. It happens, well, it is the exact same thing. The base plates get a nice coat of black and then lovely details. I love it when the base plate is a lot detailed like this one. So I did with my liquid chrome marker the exhaust, the engine, the gearbox, the differential, the axles, the chassis rails, and it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Now for the pink, because it's the painted pink challenge, I use this Tamiya pink, doing 2 coats, but it doesn't really matter because this paint isn't staying. Then for the grill, the outside is metal, the inside is plastic, so I took just basic dollar store chrome-ish paint, and obviously the doors get the two-tone that they don't deserve. Then let's take out the tape, and on the doors it actually looks quite good. I was quite surprised and I was really happy. But then I got to the model itself, and well, I did not get any overspray and the paint looked quite good, but the line in between was just so horribly, even though the tape was straight, just the line itself just was, well, didn't like it. So, well, first I want to try to cover the line with some chrome, but that I'm not even gonna show you the result because that's even horrible. So, short story, well, long story short, I painted it pink, well, because it's the painted pink challenge, obviously. So next it's time to put on the fine details, starting with the tail lights with my well, Sharpie, which I instantly regret because on pink it doesn't really show up. So I take my paint, my toothpick, and paint in the rear lights in red. When that's done, I take the other side of the toothpick in my orange to paint in the the rear side markers, the blinkers. And then take my chrome marker to paint in the door handles. And when that's done, paint in the trunk handle. I think it's a card in English. Next, it's time for the front and rear bumper. I take the same chrome paint and just paint the bottom and the top so they can match the grille. Next, take my liquid chrome marker again and paint in the hubcaps or the wheels from the Rolls Royce. Next, I'll really love it when the interior door panels match the color of the interior, so I found a color that is a pretty close match and just gave the inside of the doors, the door panels, the same coat of brown. Next, it's time to put on a clear coat, one thick coat I did on this one, leaving it 24 hours to harden out before I do the reassembly. Next, like I said, the engine was missing, so I found a solution for that. I just took a piece of clear plastic, I cut it out, and then I start filing it into shape. When it's all into shape, I take some my black Sharpie and just paint in the wheels, not the wheels, the tires, where I went a little bit over. And then I take my black paint and paint the, well, piece that was fit to size. When that's done, I take my paintbrush, some, well, pink paint, and then paint in the breast cancer awareness ribbon. I'm not an artist, so I'm not an expert, but it looks good if I do say so myself. Let it dry overnight and put on a nice coat of clear coat so it's protected. Next, it's time for the reassembly, so let's take a look at every single part. It are a lot of parts in these bigger models. And let's get to the reassembly. Now, remember you guys when I said that it was a mistake taking the doors off? Well, the original pin that holds in the doors just vanished. I have no idea where it is, so I took an Allen key, cut it to size, and that's the replacement. But it's just horrible to put in these doors. I spent about 30 minutes getting the doors straight. I did it, the doors are on straight. But at this point I noticed that the doors were a different color, because, well, I painted over the existing white, and I painted from the doors, and I painted over and I re-primered the body if I did the pink on it. So that's why I redid the doors. It was another a lot of work, so I redid the doors, stripped them again, painted them again, so they matched the model perfectly. Next, I did the wheels, tires and axles, I did the glass, I did the dashboard, I did the engine cover thingy with the side engine, the interior, the front and rear bumper, and then the base just snaps right in. Next, I want to try the grille, but then I noticed that you have to put the grille in first and then the base plate. So back apart and back together. Last but not least, I take my little art piece, place it where the engine is supposed to be, just as a reminder that this is a Paint It Pink challenge car for breast cancer awareness. Last but not least, I take my 1 minute and 1 second super glue and glue this model back together, because I was not able to drill out the rivets and just screw them together, so this one is glued. Let's take a look at it before the restoration. It was all red and missing some paint, and it just wasn't a pink car, obviously. Also, don't forget to go to the link in the description down below to bid on this car. It is a 7-day auction, so make sure you win it. Proceeds will go to charity. And this is it after the restoration. So please leave a like. Thanks for watching the Paint It Pink challenge. Make sure to watch the other channels, like, subscribe, and a special thanks to every single one of my Patreons. Bye and see you next time.